7 shots a game on the other side, so we'll see here kind of early if they're allowing a lot of offensive pressure on their net. And I think that that'll kind of set the tone of what we're seeing. Clay X unable to get that one down, and Nachitow going to set up another touch. Another one coming down from Cash, but unable to convert that. Couldn't get the angle.
You know, sometimes, Super, it's kind of easy to walk through a series if you get blown out, like 3-0, hot 3-0 at that from Monkeys, and be like, okay, we just didn't play our game. Let's just get into the next one. So I'm excited to see what these two teams can do. There's a lot on the line, obviously, and look, it's always fun, right? When you're battling and you're down 1-2 in the standings, you have to prove to yourself that obviously not only do you deserve to be here, but you have what it takes, and I think that's where these two teams can shine. I'm excited. Can't wait to get into it. Hello, everybody. Let's get right into the action. Game 1, our second best-of-5 series here. And it's Cash trying to bring that one the other way, challenged at the front of the line. Clay X will follow in for the second attempt. And a follow-up from Nachitow, but the challenge won in transition. And back the other way, Nameseekers doing their best to slow this one down. Cash will bring it off the back wall, get it over Ollie. And that's about all she wrote, is out to Cynical. It will be redirected. Rise doing, well, their best to get up to that one. Won't happen. The block at net. And back and forth these teams go, looking for position at midfield.
Yeah, it was a good call off by Rise. Rise was going to go up and make the touch. Ollie called out that he was there, that he was going to be able to come through and try and take a shot on net. It was going to be a better touch to try and get the ball down the field. Maybe turn it into a goal if you can place it properly, but good call off by Rise to not touch that one and just go out and grab that boost. But right now, we are playing a bit of a volleyball match. Ball is kind of traveling back and forth as both teams. Again, game 1, feeler match. First couple minutes typically is either a blowout by one team, or kind of what we're seeing here. And it's a back and forth, just kind of touch the ball and see what we can make happen.
Cynical will read that one off the wall. Great challenge. Cash is going to be up there top of the bar. A dangerous hit out. Should have Rise been there, possibly looking at a follow-up attempt on net, but the challenge once again, it's Barrage. With the offensive pressure early, they'll slow that one down, and I've been sort of impressed so far with their ability to read some of these clears and get it back out. Rise with a great challenge on that one. Speaking of reading the clears, comes in on defense and challenges that straight on.
Yeah, they're getting pretty aggressive while they're on the defensive side for Nameseekers. They're getting out there and they're looking for bumps each time in the rotation, which is leaving one guy back. And eventually, as that ball keeps coming time and time again, you're going to run out. Double demo there. Cash going to get one. Rise going to get one. And, you know, it's opening them up to some shots. They're going to be under pressure if you're leaving only one guy back. They're going to be able to eventually break through that. Demos everywhere right now.
Dude, I was going to say, a couple of big demos come out, and you were thinking the exact same thing. Just the physicality at midfield. Of course, it might clear the lane, but if you're stuffing it and just playing in traffic like that, Cynical trying to get a booming hit towards the corner. He will follow that one in. Cash will read it.
More of a destruction derby than a
I know, it's like we should go to a monster truck rally, man. Yeah. It's just nonstop.
I'm for it. I mean, this is EU side. I don't know if that's big in Europe, but you know, Americans seem to love cars blowing each other up.
Yeah, we're Americans. We love destruction. A couple of big challenges. Nachitow trying to extend the play, but it's Cash in the back line. Now looking at a booming hit. Cash will follow this one off the ceiling. Second touch is there. Down and away. Ooh. Down and away. Ba-bam! Nachitow will punch it in.
Yeah, so the defense here, you can say Oli and Rise. Rise tries to pre-jump that one. Cash goes ahead, smacks it off the ceiling, but nobody actually in net. Rotation coming out of that left corner. Yeah. Not going to give you enough time to try and stretch out when it's coming from that distance. That attack is too close to the net. You won't be able to get across to make that save.
All tied up here in game 1. We've seen Clayox before, especially in the Rival Series. He was an absolute force. If I remember correctly, with Mark by Aid Monkey Moon?
Yeah, he was a member of BDS through Rival Series. You know, they made a switch over there, which on the BDS side, they don't have any complaints. Oh my God, Cash, even off of the bump, able to force his way through. Takes a light little touch here from Ollie, able to recover, gets it over Cynical. Beautiful play from Cash, and his recovery, man, with a quickness.
It's like watching a running back get hit constantly going through the line and just find a way to stay on their feet.
I'll just stiff arm you. We'll spin off you and just keep
man.
running this down the field. I refuse to be taken out of this play.
Or I guess for the soccer fans out there, or I should say the football fans before I get absolutely obliterated, you know, watching your striker just find a way upfield. Oli tried to intercept that, but does not win the challenge. Klayax rotating back. Nachitao should be able to read this off the wall. Pass out
Nice pass.
to Cash. Money on the shot, but the angle not quite there.
That was going to be a tough one regardless of where he put that off that pass. They had a defender on both posts. Oli coming in, unable to get to it. That one gets saved away. But that was going to be a tough shot for Cash to try and put on. They had everybody in the right position to make a save on that ball.
2-1 currently. Nameseekers looking to take game 1 win, but it's Barrage who need a goal in the next 15 seconds. I'm just saying things you guys already know. That one will bounce back awkwardly and get slowed off the sidewall. Rise now with an attempt. A great shot. The slowdown. Watch it in slow-mo. Plots 3D glasses. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, Rise, great pass across. Oli able to catch that with the underside of the car, give it a nice little soft redirect, slows the ball down just a touch, puts the defenders off pace, able to sneak that one in.
It's one of those ones where you just watch it go by slowly and you're like, oh crap, that's a goal. And they tie it up. Of course it'd be in overtime. What else will we have? It's super in space, of course. Ole.
Oh,
With a touch. Open net! Someone's got to play defense, man! You can't lose the challenge like that!
Great pop. Cash is trying to get back. He immediately goes for it, but Oli's placement right where it needs to be, far side, making Cash have to try and make a tough read. He slowed down just a little bit because he doesn't know where the shot's going yet, and Oli takes it from him.
Well, a bit of a choke for Nameseekers. You're up 2-1. You give up 2 goals in 10 seconds. Oh, yikes. Oh, God. Yeah, so not much to break down in that OT. Just kind of lost the face-off, and no one was back in that. So,
yeah, I mean, they had the
game
rotation back. It was really that touch from Oli. Cash got there just a touch quick, and he had to wait to see what the direction Oli was going to place that ball. So he had to slow down, and as soon as he did that and didn't have that momentum to carry him forward, it opened up that right side of the net, and Oli went ahead and punished that. But throughout the majority of the game, it was a good series. Oli ends up sneaking that one in, and at the end to go into OT, and then makes a banger of a redirect off the kickoff, and they steal that game. But Nameseekers looked good throughout that match. So I don't know that they're out of it as long as they don't let that game affect them. They're still looking solid. So this one's still looking like it's going to be a good series.
Oh yeah, it's just one game. It's just, you know, it was a probably unfortunate way to lose that game 1, but I feel a little bit like Shogun's awkward distant cousin, just like, this is Rocket League? Awkward.
Rise, what a save. Great reaction time from him there to save that one as it almost went over him. Cash going to keep this ball alive on the offensive side, looking to try and get a bump on Rise, can't find him, and Cynical going to clear that one out. PlayX there to take control in the mid.
They'll play that to the corner, but Cynical will grab it, and a little bit of a booming hit back the other way. Cash does the exact same thing. Rise will bring it back down to midfield. PlayX now rotating back, will regain his bearings and try to continue this one forward. Out to Cash, who reads it perfectly. Has boost to burn in the process. They'll extend that forward. The touch out from Oli. Couple of interesting pokes out, but Cash will slow it down. Can he get the double touch off the back of the board? He will. It's not quite the angle he wanted. Nachito now has to fall back in transition with no boost. And as I say that, grabs a full 100. It's Rise with a great challenge over 2. The fallout from Cynical and the great save from Klayax. Still 0-0 here in game 2.
Looking good so far. Cash going to go ahead and bring this one out. Really, there's been some missed opportunities so far from Barrage on the offensive half to steal some boost. They had 2 committed into the corner. Neither person took that boost, and they've been allowing Nameseekers to stay boost fed on their end of the field. And when they get in there and they're going to commit those players into that offensive half as hard as they were, you need to take those away. Rise picks it up that time, brings the ball across, tries to get it over for Cynical. He's not going to be able to commit on that. Oli, all day long, wide side, sees the net, gonna throw it right where he needs to. Once again, always forcing these defenders to have to try and stretch, and they just can't get there.
We'll see how long this lead lasts. Both these teams have been throwing a bit of a haymaker back and forth. But man, it's been a good series. It's Nachitow underneath. Oh. Yes, sir! Nachitow with a very easy, elegant, wonderful ba-bam to put that one in.
Yeah, cash down to Nachitow. Once again, at such a close angle, it's really hard to make that read. You have to pre-jump to try and get in the way of it. And that's the second time they've been able to make use of Nachitow in that style of play, where they're bringing it up off the ceiling and straight down for quick redirects where you catch the defense off guard. That one almost in, only able to make it back and get that save.
I did say we'll see how long the lead lasts, so I was correct for the first time in my entire career. That's good to know. 2:23 play. A couple of awkward challenges, and Nachitow is able to actually hold on and reel that ball in, and they bring it out to Clayex. Nachitow will recover, push it forward, playing it off the back wall. It's actually Cash there. Nachitow could not get the angle he wanted. Power was there, just not quite the execution. It's Ollie on the other side. Bounces it under one. Cash will bring it off the back wall. And back to midfield. His Nameseekers extend this one. Great bump and a great little bit of a pinch on the ground. But back and forth, these booming hits favoring neither side.
Yeah, just kind of a standoff here. We haven't seen one team, and this has been kind of the series, right? There's been moments where they've created these passes, but they are going back and forth. Each team taking their quick chances, quick attacks on offense, and getting back out. Neither team really ever overstaying their welcome, which I'm going to commend, which I don't typically like watching the back and forth battles because it turns into a volleyball match, but this has really been, we're going to go in, we're going to make 2 quick attacks on the net and get back out. So we're not seeing the volleyball match. We're seeing each team respect each other and allow, it's almost like watching 2 freestylers kind of go at it, and you let the guy go down with the ball, make his attempt. Clay going to try and take a shot here. Ollie going to knock that away. But you're kind of watching each team go down, show what they have, make an attack, and then the other team gets their opportunity.
You said it perfectly. Clayex now trying his hand at things. What a touch to Cash! Not able to dunk it through. Nachitow with the follow-up. 2-3 attempts apiece, but the defense right now is Barrage bringing it back the other way. Oli tried to get in front of that ball, trying to bump out the defender, but no defender to be had. 35 seconds left, still a tie game. In the closing couple of moments, one small mistake is all it takes for either side. 1-0 lead for Barrage in this series after an overtime win and a stunning comeback in Game 1 to kick off this series. Can Cash rewrite the script here? No. Taken away by Oli. He does grab the corner boost. Cynical recovers. Cash will redirect and challenge. Intercept in the process. To the adjacent side we go. 4 seconds left. Super. We might be looking at an OT. Should Cash intercept here, he will. And that one will get spiked down. Here we go.
Second match, second OT. Is there a repeat on this kickoff? No, not this time. That one's going to get knocked out. Currently going the way of Barrage.
Did Barrage just miss a hit?
Ball. I'm not sure. I was switching cameras, so got nothing for you.
You're much smarter than I am, but that one's going to hang out towards the top of the net. They will get it away. Precarious spot, but it comes down with a nice soft landing. Rise working the corner. Oh. What a shot! Rise able to extend the defense. The ba-bam is worth it.
Yeah, Rise going to put that one up. Comes up out of the corner. Makes that jump. No defense there. Able to sneak that one in on a tough angle. Great read from him, and they take down the second game. So Barrage up 2-0.
I told you, small mistakes. Little tiny mistakes. Even though it looked like it was a good defensive hold, you spread the defense, stretch it out, like you said, so many times in this series. Man, they make it work. Barrage, again, sneak by in an OT, and I think that's a big takeaway here, Super. I feel like, again, like you said, Nameseekers, they hang in this series, but Barrage find ways to sneak by, right? They sneak by with the immense recovery effort in Game 1 that led them to that OT. In OT, they sneak by with a great goal. Now they come in here, same thing. Overtime, they sneak by with just a heads-up play to wrap the corner. it's not that Nameseekers are playing bad by any stretch. It's just, man, it's unlucky breaks that just get them each and every time.
Yeah, I mean, Rise has been doing a great job as being a facilitator also for Oli, and Oli's been kind of the standout player, both offensively and defensively so far for this Barrage team. He's going to try and get some touches, ends up losing control of that ball, though. Rise still there with a read to keep this play alive. Cynical with a shot opportunity. Can't get it down, though, off the bar. Oli tries to finish off the corner. Some great offensive pressure here. Rise going to try and sneak one in, and they are really sticking to this Nameseekers defense right now. Finally, they break it out of their half.
Oli was getting bullied in net. Got bumped out a couple of times. Now a transitional attack. That's an open net. Sometimes you just leave the back end open. You get so caught up in having that third man pass midfield. The two commit on the ball, and it leaves it out from the pinch. Rise grabs it. Oli is there as a lead blocker in case anything goes awry. Super.
Yeah.
It's again, small mistakes that can cost you.
Yeah, they commit to double commit on that left side. They have the third man sitting out on the right side in case it pinches or comes across to try and get that shot opportunity. But when you're that guy that's far across and you see them double commit, you need to get out. Somebody has to get out at some point because you can't allow that to come across the net that way and for them to just be able to boom one downfield and walk it in.
Another booming hit. I think
just off.
I think Cynical might have thought that might have gone in, but I don't know if he was playing up again as just kind of a front man to block out a player. Rise underneath, cannot win the 50. Looks good for a moment. Cynical will play it. Plenty of boost, though. Great angle. All the way over to Rise on the adjacent side. Back out to a centered position. It's Nachito who should be able to read it. And once again, you can see them overcommitting. That's an open net. He's able to save just barely. Some of these swings, man, they scare me. Agreed.
Yeah. What a redirect off that backboard from Cash. Out ahead of everybody. They're going to get the transitional goal this time from the pass from Clayx. Sets it to himself. You can see that he had that ball locked in, honed in on it immediately as he just floated the rest of the way onto that shot. Beautiful placement. They do still scare me defensively, though. There's a lot of times where they're having to make these kind of last-ditch effort shadow defense style saves that are really kind of towing the line on whether they're back for that ball or not.
No, agreed. And it's one of the things we saw really, if you want to look at the North American side, that's what Rogue's biggest problem is right now, is that they triple commit on everything. And sometimes they get burned. And you see it here. But hey, a 1-1 scoreline's a 1-1 scoreline. I ain't going to cry about it. Tie game. Nachitel's going to read that in the front and he'll take it away. Rise will intercept. Back out to Cash, who should be able to back into this one. Up towards the top of the wall. Play will bring it out. Boost grabbed in the corner, and they're going to start to starve out Nameseekers if they can. Cynical, so much to burn. What an angle, but just could not get enough down pressure on that ball.
So far, we're just at the halfway mark. Already 8 shots the side of Barrage to 3 on the side of Nameseekers. Nameseekers has, obviously, as the scoreline indicates, converted a better percentage of that, but this pressure should eventually lead to something on the side of Barrage. They're really just in the face and kind of suffocating Nameseekers in their end. They're not giving them any opportunities to get downfield and work with the ball.
Well, now we have the same discussion on the other side. As you can see in that transition, only one player back. It was Oli for Barrage, who had to stop that oncoming wave. He does it thus far. And he will read it, bring it back to midfield. And now you give Cynical a chance to step up on defense. He'll do so. But a couple of times, both these teams, Rise gets bullied out of net, and a big demo comes out in the front. Nachito now has to fly back in defense. Can he win the fast break? Yes. He'll get it out to the corner, but no boost is the biggest problem here.
Oh, Rise sets everything up there, causes the defender to have to make a bit of a bad save. As you can see him feather the boost down right at the end, smacks it into Cash, who has to jump and cannot get back for that ball as Cynical comes in and cleans it up. Able to isolate a defender in net, get 2 guys to attack him, and it's just too much for Cash.
Super, you said it yourself. At some point, that's just going to land. I don't care what the percentage is.
Oh,
what a touch!
Oli! I wanted to say another word there on that, but I'm going to bite my tongue. Oli, what is this touch?
Oh my God!
He's a monster in this series right now. He's been on both ends of the field. He's been defensively strong, and offensively, he is making some nutty touches, making it so hard for them to read these, making them impossible at times.
Holy moly, Oli with the roly-poly. I can't believe that we just saw that angle get pulled off on stream. Oh, God. Sometimes there are goals that just kind of leave you speechless. That's going to be one of them. 3-1. A minute left. Look, I'm not going to say that this game is out of reach, but with the way that Barrage are just playing right now, you need a goal if your Nameseekers like in the next 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah, you need something here really quick. That's not what you need, though. That is going to make it even harder. The mountain is getting taller by the moment. Rise from the ceiling. Nobody back. Once again, finds the open net, puts it in with ease.
Yeah, that's probably not it. I'd like to re-roll on that, please. That's not what we needed. 41 seconds. Pressure is on. A lot on the line, but man, you gotta give it up to just the effort. The effort, right? It's so much different from Barrage than what we saw in games 1 and 2.
So much different from what we saw when they went up against Monkeys as well. I mean, this is not the same team. They're finding their moments. I was expecting Nameseekers to be able to kind of get a bit more work in, but that offensive attack style and the way that they're cutting through midfield to just get shot after shot after shot in passes. It's not that they're doing a bunch of solo effort style plays. They're making passing plays. They're causing these openings that allow them to go in and do this score line to Nameseekers. They created opportunity after opportunity after opportunity for themselves. 12 shots to 4 in Game 3 as they 3-0 Nameseekers.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I expected a 3-0 from either team, but my God. I mean, it was a close Game 1. You could argue that Nameseekers kind of blew it in the end, and Game 2 comes in overtime, just another unfortunate mistake, not really on their fault. This game, however, was just capitalized time and time again on what you're given, right? Like the follow-up attempts and the aggression on offense. I understand you want to wither the storm as a defense and just give yourself the best opportunity, but sometimes an offense can just make it work, right? Every chance you get, even if you go 5 goals on 20 shots, if you make those 5 goals land, it's 5 goals, dude. Like, it's just... I'm just impressed with what we saw from Barrage. Like, it was such a massive, big win coming out 3-0 after their kind of poor performance against Monkeys earlier.
Yeah, I was not expecting that out of them. After watching them, that is a different team than what we saw go up against Monkeys. Now, again, they're going up against Nameseekers, which is probably giving them more room to work with, but they were playing a much quicker, much faster-paced match, and they eventually just suffocated them out. Time and time again. Nameseekers at the beginning of the series was kind of holding out, and then we saw them give up that win where they had the 2-1 lead. That ended up kind of setting the tone. From that point on, really it felt like it was almost all the side of, why am I blanking here? Barrage. So I wanted to say Op Block. So I was like, I know it's not Op Block. It's a different team name now.
Only the old heads will know that one.
Yeah. So Barrage. They came out and they imposed their will.
They did.
Oli, monster.
Dude.
Oli stole the show for me. Thoroughly impressed. Oli, if you ever do see this, you're a beast, man. Much respect.
We thought RG had like a really good series before this, and then Oli comes in this game, Game 3, and we're like, oh God, like that's those angles that should not be
Arju
hit
and Ixo still had some great shots. Arju had some nutty angles. I don't want to take anything away from Arju, but Oli definitely went ahead and threw his name in the ring to be discussed for the day.
Yeah, just the precision execution, all that. Like, look, back in Game 1, like I said, you could argue it was a bit of a blunder, but that's one where you kind of shake off. You're like, okay, like they made better plays on both goals to win that one. So we go to Game 2. Game 2 overtime, same situation. They get caught kind of lacking on defense, and that's the heartbreaker there, I think. Game 1, toss up, give or take, but I feel like that Game 2 overtime, that was the one that kind of broke the back for Nameseekers. I feel like they weren't able to recover off that loss. You see it in Game 3, man. Like, they weathered the storm just enough, but they could not get anything going on offense. They really couldn't.
Yeah, you can weather the storm, but you can only do it for so long, right? You're weathering the storm and you are converting on fewer shots. You're getting downfield and you are making the most of the opportunities given to you.
Yep.
But when the number of opportunities are that overwhelmingly one-sided, you have to expect it to go the way that it did. They just couldn't get enough offensive pressure out, and really that's the story of that series.
Yeah, well, look, I wish both these teams the best. It was a wonderful series. It was a great match. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and we like making English sentences. So if you like making sentences too, make sure you follow eLeague TV on Twitter and get yourself involved in the discussion. Hashtag RLCSX. Talk about these matches. Let us know what you thought of that last matchup, that last series, or the one before that, or any of them that you've seen today. Who's your favorite player thus far this week? And we have more matches coming after this one. We're going to throw it to a quick commercial break, and when we return, we're going to talk with the desk. We'll get into our last match here on this Saturday, and we'll get you guys set up for what's to come this weekend. Don't go anywhere.